This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show, Wokeness. Maybe the most irritating thing in society today. Cupcake soft pansies who continue to change or try to change and cancel anything they disagree with, whether it's right or it's wrong. It's a me society, and wokeness is obviously, well, let's just call it what it is, the AIDS of the world right now. But get a load of this from Microsoft. Microsoft has released, well, what they're calling wokeness inside of their software, where they are having inclusiveness checkers for words, like spell check, just to make sure that it's inclusive. I'm going to show you some examples of this and how unbelievable it is. But don't forget the quote. This stuff is all foretold by Orwell. This is Orwellian Society, 1984. And, Orwell talked in great lengths about controlling society. And one of the ways to control society was to control the language, right? And we see that with even how the algorithm works here on YouTube and other media platforms, right? They look for trigger words. And anytime you talk about the magic potion or the actual word associated with it, they will flag you, delete you, and remove you. But they forgot to at least think about the people out there such as myself and you guys who listen who are way smarter than they give us credit for, who will change our own language, is what I said from the get-go with this whole thing. And we have talked around their ridiculous algorithm, and by the time the algorithm learns the new words, we'll make new words. How's that? That sounds fun, right? But get a load of this wokeness checker. It is unbelievable. They even have to throw in mentioning of, I think Neil Armstrong, the Freemason. They have to use it, throw in, just nonsense about the moon landing. But the term mankind even being something that is no longer allowed to be said. It's humankind. Kid you not.
I can't believe there's 250 million Microsoft users, and now they're going to be corrected if they're not using politically correct terms.
Well, George Orwell said it well, Brian. The way to first control a society is to control its language. And he was right. And the thing is, Microsoft is one of those companies that actually hasn't been in the limelight on the social controversies, on the woke orthodoxy. They've kept it behind the scenes. But now they're effectively using the same tools that they used to correct for grammatical errors or spelling mistakes. It's literally the same tools that now pop up to correct for political correctness. And I'm sorry, Neil Armstrong's famous quote said one giant leap for mankind. He didn't say humankind. It might have been perfectly fine if he did. But according to these reports, now actually they're going to suggest an autocorrect for using Neil Armstrong's famous quote to be able to say humankind, something he didn't say, rather than mankind.
Unbelievable.
And I think that that's a trivial example, but I think it reveals the agenda that's at work here.
I mean, let's just expand it for people who are just hearing this story for the first time. Here's some of the switches we can expect to see. Mail carrier or postal worker instead of postman. Mankind, you just mentioned how humankind. Humanity, or humanity, we can use too. That's nice of them. This is a big one. Showgirl, no longer good. Now we're going to say dancer, performer, or performing artist. What a relief. Instead of mistress, this will be great. We'll have lover. Wow, I feel better already. Instead of manpower, workforce. Instead of heroine, hero. Some of these just absolutely ridiculous.
So this ridiculousness of editing things, because it's so funny too, because these people who are trying to silence and have certain terms removed and have pronouns put, these people are bloodthirsty people. I mean, they're vicious people. They're the same people who are fine with people losing their jobs and starving over losing their jobs and losing their income because they won't take a potion because they think it's wrong, instead of just going, well, if you disagree, that's your right to do. No, because it's their way or the highway. So they don't care if people are losing their livelihoods, but they care about words that offend them. And as far as I'm concerned, these people should be put on an island and run out of town, and they will be sooner or later, because more and more people who are even liberal have gotten fed up with this entire movement and aren't even considering themselves liberal anymore because it's insanity. Well, we can put all these people on an island and let them live there and form their own democracy there, because they're not going to be changing anything here as far as free speech goes. They can take the politicians here with them as far as we're all concerned, because this is just absolutely insane. So, along with the usual spell check, the new word processing program for Microsoft now highlights phrases that may offend someone based on gender, age, sexual orientation, ethnicity, or even socioeconomic status. Microsoft's trying to make the world more woke by rolling out inclusiveness checkers. You can see some of this stuff like Barry Manilow's song Copacabana. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. Changed to she was a performing art. I mean, is this a joke? I mean, really? How do people not see what they're trying to do with total control right now? Including controlling what you can say. And they're like, it doesn't have to do with free speech. It has everything to do with free speech, because once you give them the power to dictate what's hateful and what's not, then they start removing things and removing words and putting restrictions on all of us. I could take tons of things that people have said about me and say that it's hurt my feelings, calling me tinfoil hat wearer. What's the difference between, making fun of someone for being a conspiracy theorist, calling them tinfoil hat wearers, compared to saying that somebody's trying to bobatize themselves? Oh, the difference is that, that's not the same. That's because you're crazy, but this is something we're born with. No, it's not. You're insane, is what it is. And you don't even have a brain to think. You believe in some science people taught you because you're strange, weird, and need to be caged. Oh, did I say that again? I did. Anyway, users, and the phrase astronaut, Neil Armstrong, the Freemason, of course, uttered when he became the first person to not ever make it to the moon, is not deemed acceptable. Rather than one giant leap for mankind, he should have said humankind or humanity. Postman Pat is not gender neutral, so the system suggests calling him a mail carrier or postal worker. It also proposes changing the word maid, M-A-I-D, used for centuries to describe female housekeepers, to house cleaner. Others to change include headmaster, words suggest principal, mistress to lover, master to expert. And I think I saw on or someone sent it to me on TV shows now, instead of on HGTV, instead of saying master bedroom or master bath, they can't say that. They say expert or some other term. I mean, it's unbelievable. Manpower now changed to workforce. Heroin changed to hero. And I don't know if it's talking about the drug or just heroin, but anyway. Microsoft included the feature in its latest version of Office 365, a subscription service used by 250 million people worldwide, including students, office staff, academics, and the rest. So 250 million people have now been infected with this virus from Microsoft. And it's no surprise, because Bill Gates has his hand in everything New World Order, right? And why do you think this guy is hiding? He's green screening his interviews and all that stuff. He's not appearing in public. He ain't going anywhere. And they're probably surprised at how much pushback he's gotten. But with him and Fauci, they aren't showing up in public anywhere. Bill is hiding. Everybody is on to Bill with what he's got his hands in. He's got his hands in owning all the land, so he has all his hand in all the farms and the food, right? He's got his hands, obviously, in tech. He's got his hands, which means he'll have his hand in the metaverse, some type of his own metaverse. He's got his hand, obviously, with the magic potion going on. He's got his hands with censoring free speech and creating this woke garbage, which is just nothing but garbage. And they think that they're going to influence people. Look, maybe 50 years from now, but as long as people 20 and up are a lot, except for the liberal ones, no one's, the extreme liberal ones who nobody really cares about anyway. I mean, like I said, the people in their own, who are liberal don't even want anything to do with these nutcases. And they're starting to realize some of the other agendas I've been talking about for years, and how these people are completely just like their own species of human. That's how unhuman. They're not human, let's be real. Some of them have a certain preference and suddenly their voice changes. Huh? Nothing. Oh, that's not strange? Why is your voice changing? Because that's your preference. Huh? Why do you act a certain way, walk a certain way? Oh, yeah, because you're a different species. You've been completely mind controlled into your actions and everything else. And these people are so dumb, man. Oh, man. It says when switched on, spelling mistakes are underlined in red, grammar errors in blue, and inclusiveness issues in purple. Some users on Twitter, Microsoft really want to go out of business? I mean, boy, some users on Twitter, which is popular with the woke crowd, hailed the checker as a great innovation. Digital strategist John Bull told his followers, your spell checker will now help you to start overcoming your subconscious biases. It's a brilliant feature. I wish they could make more noise about it. The checker can be turned on and off in a menu called Grammar and Refinements. Right. And most of the time when they do this stuff, nobody ever turns it off. It's like the trackers on your phone. People don't even realize it, or they just go, I don't know how to do it. I'll forget it. Or they forget about it, right? This is why it should be an opt-in thing, not an opt-out. Because people aren't going to opt out. They're not even going to figure out how to do it. It's in Grammar and Refinements, right? So they're just going to get used to this stuff, and they're like, oh, I can't say this word or that word. This is how they start engineering people into a new language. But like I said earlier, we'll create our own. There's nothing that we can't do to fight against it. You just have to use your brain. over and over and over and realize you're up against, these people are still in fear of everyone else out there. And when they hear, they hear people like me, they're like, he's going to do something violent. No, I'm not. Never said I was. But we're not going to put up with this stuff. No one's going to take up start pushing us around to the point where, where we're encaged in our homes like prisoners. Not happening. And you're not taking away our free speech. It's just not happening. And the more days that go by, people are seeing this stuff and becoming awake. And they're realizing about the potion too. Because they see and they're going, wow, this doesn't make any sense what's going on. Maybe I was duped. Yeah, you were. So last year, Bill Gates donated $1 million to an organization called Equitable Math, which aimed to dismantle racism in mathematics. Kid you not. It was mocked for a statement on racism in mathematics. I mean, where do they come up with this stuff? How are these people not deemed insane? Maybe they're the ones with the problem because they see it in everything. Dismantle racism in mathematics. What is 2 + 7? Is that right? I mean, what? It was mocked for a statement on the group's website which read, white supremacy culture shows up in math classrooms where the focus is on getting the right answer. I don't even know what that means. It's so ridiculous. Upholding the idea that there's always right and wrong answers perpetuates subjectivity as well as fear of open conflict. Oh, man. So now there's no right or wrong answers, right? Everything's just in between, like gender and everything else. This isn't part of a New World Order plan. Microsoft is an embarrassment. I don't even know how to go on with this. So this is your woke software, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, completely unnecessary, complete mind control, utter embarrassment to be alive in 2022. Mind you, check out the website at callfornuprising.com. Soon $99 a month. I hope to see everybody over there. Let me know what you think about this wokeness feature. Used to be, hey, you spelled the word wrong. Now it's, hey, you're not being, we have to get more inclusiveness here. We need to deal with this. Don't call him Mr. T. He pities the fool. Don't call him Mr. T. Call him T. Oh, yeah? Wait, what? So we can all be gender neutral as we welcome in the Baphomet, the Barphomet. I mean, it's just total insanity, this stuff. People don't see what's going on. They're real pansies. And again, we have a world of keyboard warriors. 99% of these people who crap their pants if I showed up at their door, or you did, or anyone else who's got a spine. But they sit there, I'm top. And they'd be like, I didn't say anything like that, Cole. I didn't do that. I wouldn't even have to do anything. They crap their pants. Pansy society, running their mouths and typing on their keyboards, getting ready to have Big Brother put that spoon in their mouth and then right up their rear. Just what they want. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.